Hi everybody. I'm driving on Highway 34 going to the health food store to look at it's called colloidal silver. It's silver particles. It's supposed to be they've used it for centuries, I guess back in the day, as an all health cure and stuff like that. So I figured, hey, I gotta go to the health food store anyway. I usually like to go once a month to the health food store, and I haven't went yet. So I figured I'd go and I look at that and see if I can invest in that. But on my way over, I was thinking about this earlier today. Remember in I Pick Go 2 when that guy is the guy with the red hair, right? So I'm gonna call him the second son. Everybody else has got what their perception is of who that guy is, but I know who that guy is. He's representing the second son. Even Nostradamus shows that there's a sun being planted on the earth, and that sun sprouts, and that's who he is. He's the second coming of Christ. Okay, so remember all the black and white ship jumping out of the water into his ark. Now, I think I figured it out. Those black and white fish that are jumping in out of the sea. Now, when we think of the sea is like the well of souls. The well of souls. I'll just put it that way. So this is going back probably from the beginning, where Abel in them. Because remember, it was only Abel was the first one to be put into the called Sheol, S-H-E-O-L, Sheol. In Hebrew, it's kind of like purgatory or something. It's a dark place. It's a dark place and something like that. But it's the horse rider, the black horse rider is what that is, right? Remember, all the four horsemen are playing out right now, and you've got I almost lost my concentration. I was looking at something else. But the images that are coming out on my body all over, these faces that I'm not aware of, or I don't know who they are, except for I'm seeing bits and pieces. And I see a lot of resemblance of what's happening in I Pick Goat unfolding on me as well. So I think what I'm being told or being shown is that these fish that jumped into, I better slow it down, 25 and I'm going 40. These fish that are jumping in the ark, his ark, are actually jumping in him, because the ark is part of his body, and so is the staff, and the dog senses. And I think that might be a dog that's represented on my cheek. I thought it was a deer, but I think it's a cat and a dog, and that's 6 senses. 5 the dog senses, and 1 the cat sense, makes 6 sense. And it's quite interesting, because remember the other day I showed you on my chin the number 6. Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of like saying, I don't know if you remember that show. Oh my gosh, it's called something Violet. That was her name. Her name was Violet in this movie, but it was about, the injections and the division of the people, dividing the people, and the mad scientists like Fauci and stuff. This guy actually looks like Fauci too. But Violet, she's able to shapeshift. In other words, she stays her regular self, but she can change her hair and add her hair. She can change her uniform. She can do all those kind of things. I'm sure you've seen it, because it activates from her belt line. And then if you think about the belt, Orion's belt, right? The 3 pyramids, the energy thing. Interesting. And I got to thinking about, the fish that are jumping in his ark. I'm like, oh. And then in my mind's eye, I was seeing the images in my mind that are appearing all over my body. I'm like, oh. So that's what the fish are. They're jumping out of the sea, and then I was, questioning. My next question to God was, who are these people? And it's like, I've got this sense of past life. Through my past life, remember I was telling you about the relationship of Daniel, how my soul is so connected to Daniel, that most of the time when I'm reading scripture, the book of Daniel, I'm literally in tears because and that's the only book out of the 66 books of the Holy Bible. And isn't that interesting? 66 books are in the Holy Bible. And remember, the sixth letter in Greek is Z. It's the weapon, so it's like double weapon. And Zeus is known for the lightning bolt, right? And that's why I was like thinking Zeus, and then Jesus is Jesus Zeus. Is the resemblance there? And then some people, these children are going around saying that, they had these visions of Jesus, and that Jesus has short, curly, dark brown hair. And they're like, he doesn't have this long hair. Well, remember I showed you on my chest where Jesus actually has this long, kind of like straightish hair that's feathered back. And that's how they predict or show him throughout all my times and all over Facebook or on the search engines as well. But now these young kids, but they're usually these young African American kids, they're talking about this Jesus, where they're saying, no, this isn't what he looks like. He has short, curly hair to his shoulders. And I got to thinking about that, of how that's being portrayed. That could possibly be Zeus. Because remember, if you think about Zeus is predicted of having curly hair all over, and it goes down to his shoulders. And I was looking at that, and I'm like, I bet you that's Zeus. So, interesting, right? And how they call him Jesus. Well, and then Jupiter. Jupiter is also, and Nostradamus is where it shows that big wheel. It shows a big wheel, and it shows the events that are happening. Around the wheel, as time is going by like a clock, and at the top corner it shows the hand of God coming in, and he's got like this, on stage they got that that cane that pulls you off stage, kind of like thing, or pulls the kingpin out of the wheels, what it was actually doing. And it showed where God's arm was coming out of was the planet of Jupiter, or Jupiter planet. So that's why I was like thinking about Zeus, and then the weapon. And remember, this whole world is like a zoo. So again, it's like the linguistics. Oh, and another thing come to me about about our vows and stuff, because remember, this whole world is about our vows to God. Now, when we think about our vows to God, and we look at our vows today, it's like when you say the word when you look at the word Li, you look at it as do you look at it as lie or Li? Right? Li is, do you pronounce it as Li, or do you pronounce it as Li as lie? Now, there's a reason, because when you put O-N at the end of L-I-O-N, it's lion, right? And the interesting thing about that, the word lion is L in Greek, is the symbol is like a tin roof, or the top of a pyramid, or that pyramid shape. And then you got the I-O, which is the phi, which is the golden ratio, right? The golden ratio. First day of Christmas, my true love gave to me, so it's the dragon. The candlestick, that's what it is. So you've got the rooftop, or you can call it the lampshade, the top of the lamp, and you've got the candlestick, the I-O for the golden ratio, so a golden light of lamp. And then the N is north, east, west, south for news. it goes in all four directions. So again, it's about linguistic. It's about looking at the things like the Holy Bible. Remember, holy is halo, or hollow. Yeah, it's hollow, like Halloween. So it's Spirit's Day. Hollow is holy, if I can say it. But anyway, um, I'm here at Natural Grocers here in Corvallis, and I'm going to go in and check it out and stuff. But I just, when I was thinking about it, but actually, it was just popping into my mind about, the fish jumping in the ark. And it might be because I've been focusing and trying to figure out what are all these images besides the ones that I see from iPetGoat 2. What are these other images, like these dragons that are unfolding, the cats that are all over it, dogs I've seen, like native Indians. And then this, remember I was telling you about this orange thing? You can see it looks like it's totally obvious on my forehead right there. And it's getting more obvious. But I think the other day when we looked at it, it was a face or something, but I'm not sure how well it's going to come out in this lighting. But anyway, I think that's what's happening is, and remember, I'm not the only one from my perspective of what I've seen on watching videos and stuff, I'll stop videos and put it on big screen and just look at their face, or if they got their, if it's the guys. And I've been looking on the women too, but it's hard to see on the women because the women got so much makeup on. And I wanted to look at Trump's face, but I can't look at Trump's face because he paints his face orange, which, there's I don't know, it's just kind of a weird symbolism that he's got going on there. But anyway, a lot of things were just flashing through my mind when I was looking at that, thinking about that. And the world stage was playing out, and how the people are still even more divided now. It's just getting it sounds like it's getting kind of scary, but it's like, and Nostradamus said that the great something about the great, oh wait a minute, the Hopi tribe talks about the great white teacher. Nostradamus talks about the great genius. That's what he calls him. The great genius returns late but soon. It's the wording that he uses. He's late, but he's soon. So interesting. And I think that's very interesting because when we're looking at what I showed you yesterday on Gina Marie's channel, that face, that smiley face right next to the sun, and I got to thinking late, but I bet you it's soon, because look at how the world all of a sudden just struck up with all these wars, and how all of a sudden, all this funding's coming out of America, and how America's just flooded with sticking up for Palestine. And now they want, one wants to cause genocide to one race, and the other race wants to cause genocide to another race. And they've got this mentality of wiping out this a race. Like it's so interesting how this is all playing out. So I try to do my best to telling everybody, don't get divided. I know that I talk about the Democrats and them, but I'm not divided. I'm in the center. What I'm doing is I'm letting the people know, letting whoever's watching my channel listen to my videos, that I'm not for the red or the blue. So if I look at the red and the blue in my body as the two pillars, the red is my right side, the blue is my left side. So the blue is like the water, the moon, right? Controls the oceans, the water. The lymphatic system is our left brain. It controls the immunity system. So then you got the right side, which is like the sun, hot lava, that type of energy. And then you got center down. So these two colors are holding up heaven, right? So look at my shoulder. So a pillar and a pillar holding up heaven. So you'll see those Masonic things, right? They have the like these two pillars and this walkway going up, this white walkway going up, and you'll see this big like sun. So picture, here's your heart, and you got a pillar, and you're walking up into heaven, up to the sunlight. So everything that, because remember, you've got that whole Masonic thing. So the G is right here, right? So it's representing God. And then you've got the mind's eye, the right eye, and the left eye is the compass. So you got the compass that goes like this. And you can see it's like a top of a pyramid, or the lambda symbolism, or lambda symbol. Then you got the L square. The L square goes down from ear to mouth to ear. So you can kind of see you got this, that whole symbolism. Again, you've got the land version of the Freemasons, which whoever worships on the land and for other men and bows down to other men, then that's kind of like saying the dark side of it. Like you have good witches and bad witches. So you've got good people and bad people, just good white people, bad white people, good black people, bad black people. It's just the way it is. That's how this whole world is. Positive, negative, in our body connection, yin and yang. And that's why I think when the system comes through, Nibiru comes through and crashes, it kind of like, I think it restarts time somehow, or restarts the civilization like it always does. Because that's quite interesting that people just don't seem to remember or think about, is that God flooded the place. God wiped out the children. He wiped it out like a disease. And then the people don't seem to care, or that they know or care, because they don't believe that, because the church does this falseness about God. They never say, of course you got the dramatic ones that, you're going to go to hell, you're going to do this. Those are the ones that are unbalanced. I better stop talking. I've been drinking coffee. I'm on a roll, and it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. Boy, I'm wired up. I need to go shopping. Okay, bye everybody. Happy Sunday.